All right, Bramble the Mountain King, as you can see from me playing it before, it looks like I'm wearing a black shirt, is a platformer, some loose like combat. It's mostly platforming though, and it's a story. And I had a really good time with this game. I came into it expecting I heard good things about it going into it, but I try not to let those dictate the playthrough. I try to be unbiased as possible. And I felt like with this game, it was nice to look at. It had a really good sound. It really did have good sound. The story itself, although simple, was surprisingly dark for like if you did not do any research on this game and did not look at the rating or anything, you probably would be pretty shocked. You still would be shocked if you knew some of the stuff because it is pretty dark. Regardless, the game itself, for what it is pretty dang good. My only really complaint I had with it was the. I don't want to give too many spoilers. I mean, I know you're watching this and you're seeing some of the gameplay now, but like some of the combat, quote unquote combat, like you have like a gem and you can throw it. Well, not throw it. You like activate it or whatever, and it does certain things later on in the game. And there's really like not actually you can throw it on a couple of the bosses, but like there's not really like much of a skill to the combat. Like for me, I want to have like something to do with mechanics, but that's not what this game is. It has a little bit of it, and you do actually have to be able to aim and stuff like that. But again, it's not its main purpose. Oh, I just got wrecked. Um, anyways, the game itself is fair. There is a little bit of challenge to it. So most of the platforming it registers pretty nicely, like when you're jumping and trying to like you're bouncing on something, like if like you're climbing or whatever, it works as intended. I feel like I didn't come across any bugs or anything weird like that. It's just a solid game. I just wish that for me it had a little bit more meat when it came to like you're not trying to. The only progression in this game is to get through the story. So for me, I love progression in games, and you do have some collectibles in it. So you have a little bit of that. Although, like, they kind of put them in your way. Like, there's not much going off the beaten path. So exploration wise, you're pretty much set to like a linear path, which again is fine. The game itself isn't super long. I think I spent my first playthrough. I did go through it again. On my first playthrough, I think I did it in like I want to say 3.5 hours, maybe four. It felt like it was short, not in a bad way, because I had a good time with it. I didn't get bored at all with it. The strongest thing about the game really is the visuals and the story. How like dark and kind of twisted it is. Um, and if you, I would suggest like, I know you're watching this video, maybe looking for an opinion, maybe you've already played it. Try to go into this with as little spoilers as possible, like without looking into it too much, because if you already kind of know what some of the dark areas are, then you're not going to be as kind of shell shocked. But it is pretty shocking. I will tell you now, warning, it's just shocking game. Some of the like like the elements in it, some of the like things that happen, it covers some pretty dark topics. So keep that in mind. But Bramble the Mountain King is definitely a game I recommend. I got out of it more than I expected, and I went through it a second time, like I said, because I was trying to tie up some loose ends, some collectible stuff I missed. Because you can do chapter select, and they have a couple of trophies because I like the trophy hunt for like not dying and things like that. So I went back and did those things, and I had a good time doing it. So if I was to give this game a score, if I had to give it a score, I'd actually give it an 8. Pretty high up because the value for this game is pretty high. I mean, I don't want to call it a masterpiece per se because it might not look like one, but to me I like games that I feel immersed in. I like games that not necessarily simple to follow, but like I can follow along with it without having to sit there and dig too much into it. And it also did make me think in terms of like what is happening. And at the end, when you get to the end, it doesn't, you know, try to like I don't want to say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. Just the ending, it pays off. So other than that, I don't want to say anything else too much about it because I don't want to give any spoilers. But the game is a pretty good game. Yeah, I think 8 is where I'm gonna sit at. I really like this game, and I do recommend it. If you want a platform game with narrative, with like nice, tasty visuals and pretty good sound, an all around solid game, definitely give Bramble the Mountain King a shot. So, and as you see, I'm getting up in my playthrough. I'm now getting off. So, thanks.